Hello, 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 and welcome. Thank you for joining. Um, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go and bring this one piece of info that I needed. We're ready to get started. Okay, sorry. Hi, Susie. Happy New Year. This is going to be the last live with the Christmas tree, just so you guys know. Taking it down in the next couple of days. I have one last get together on the 10th, and then I think we're done. So it'll be going away soon, and we won't have another live that you're going to be able to see the background. So last live with the tree. It's been a really fun Christmas, and I just want to thank everybody who was a part of it with me. I really enjoyed spending some time with all of y'all, and it's just a little bit too bad. Hi, Percy. How are you? That I have not heard anything back from Jen. So I'm beginning to worry that there's either something horrible that's happened, or it was just one big ruse. And then, well, I guess she benefited from a bunch of gifts. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, karma sucks. So if that's the situation, well, best of luck to you. But I've decided to clean up also the moderators on the channel. There's been a few that have been with us in the past that really don't come to see the channel anymore. And I don't really want them to come in randomly and see that they're still having the responsibility of moderating when that's not something that they're clearly not interested in. Otherwise, they would be here, right? So, and I see them on other channels. So I know that they're still all over the platform and they're not here to each their own. That's all right with me, but it hurts a little bit, but whatever. Regardless, moving right along, I hope you guys have all had a good week. Hi. I hope you guys are all doing good up there too. I've got a couple of live streams going on, so if you're like, why is she not talking to the camera here? It's because there's another one, and I couldn't get that one to be close enough. So thank you for all the likes and hearts. I so appreciate it. The Edgy Indian. Hello, hello. You love the gifts, Susie? I'm so happy that you got them. I honestly was struggling with what the heck to buy, and I don't know you guys very well, so I was like, okay, we're just going to buy some soft things, some nice smelling things, some cute, nice tasting things. And yeah, I loved the blanket that I sent to you, but the party light was, oh my gosh. All of those little snowflakes. And then I sent, of course, the party light wax. What did you think of the smell of the wax? I sent Jen 2 party light things and two waxes. I sent her some votives and some tea lights. Yes, definitely another app. You love everything. I did good. I was really worried. I was like, I don't know if she's going to like the smell of the incense. I'm like, oh man, what should I do? So you can't go wrong with party light. And I was already ordering some for my home. So I figured they were going to be really nice scents. And I'm so glad to hear that you love it. That's awesome. Thank you for joining. Happy belated birthday, Tim O'Brien. Welcome. My neck and back are killing me, but we're going to talk about some of the serial killers that have touched the face of the earth here in Canada. I've got ice water today. So, of course, for those of you that have been following my channel for some time now, y'all know about the serial killer Bruce MacArthur. And he was arrested in Toronto. I followed that story because it was just absolutely crazy that he was able to get away with what he was doing and still live a completely normal life. I think that's the thing that scares most about these people when we find out what they've been doing wrong, It's shocking to know that we were kind of amongst them, maybe even trusted them, dealt with them. Like Bruce MacArthur was a landscaper, so he talked with many people. Yet he decided to decapitate like 8 people and cut them up into pieces and put them in planters pots, and just absolutely horrific details that happened in that case. Seriously shocking, right? And I mean, he lived a completely normal life, married with a couple of children, and he was like a part of some church, and he was like a part of the community, and he didn't even have an adult criminal record. I mean, he had a couple of brushes with like what was it? I think a noise disturbance, or not a noise disturbance. What the heck was it again? But there was a couple of incidences where the police actually talked to him, but it was really nothing important kind of deal. It was nothing enough to even print him or DNA him for any reason. So oddly enough, this guy got away with what he was doing for so long and just lived normally amongst everybody. Like, that was just absolutely crazy. I followed that case, you guys. He was 66 years old when they arrested him, January 2018. He's now, of course, serving life without parole. Well, yeah, no eligibility for at least 25 years anyways. But he scared the LGBTQ community sincerely. Like, he was a quiet terror, right? And I mean, he would go and hang out in that area in Toronto and meet people and do these horrible things to them. It was just absolutely, and then dress them up and take pictures. And I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. If you haven't heard about the case, please go check it out. I have a series type thing on Bruce MacArthur. You can actually look it up by his name. The whole box smelled so good, right? Oh, so glad you liked it. The blanket was so soft. I almost wanted to keep it. I was like, oh, but everybody comments on my soft brown blanket there, right? So I thought, okay, well, I'll send some blankets for sure. But I mean, Jen got a huge box. So we're already 5th of January. I've not gotten anything, and I've not heard anything back from her, and I've left her a couple of messages. So like I said, unless something horrible has happened and I just don't even know about it, but it's pretty shocking that somebody would come into the channel just to do something like that. Like, and then just drop off the face of the earth, nowhere to be found. Did I even send it to her address? Like, I don't know. I wonder how people who do these types of things to other people live and sleep at night, and like, how do they function in a head that does stuff like that? That's really not very nice. And I went out of my way to buy more than $100 worth of stuff for her box, and it cost me $100 to ship the box to her. And it arrived safely on the 28th. Successfully delivered to the address that I sent it to. Yet we've not heard or seen hide nor hair of her. So yeah, really sucks to be treated like that. But hey, whatever. I guess it's sad because I have not heard anything from her, Nancy. And if she would have just answered the phone or left me a message in return, she sounds sincere, but we haven't heard anything from her. So it's just like, well, what else am I left to think when she hasn't responded to my email? She hasn't responded to my phone messages. She hasn't been online, and everything's arrived successfully over a week ago and nothing. So I'm a little bit perturbed. It's not a very nice way for somebody to do something to somebody else, but hey, to each their own. And like I said, sucks for karma. But hi, Tanya, how are you? So yeah, I enjoyed the Christmas holidays, at least spending time with you all and doing the games that we did together. And yeah, time will tell, but I feel like time has been enough already. She stopped coming on to the lives like 2.5 weeks before Christmas even hit. And we're already in the new year and she hasn't been on it all once. And no other messages on any other posts, nothing. So it's leaving me to believe that it was a ruse and it was a scam and whatever, like to each their own. Like if that's what you want to do in life, you know. Into the Harvey Weinstein case. Addresses his pending criminal trial. I have this stupid thing up as bright as it's going to go. And I have extra lighting and it's not even that great. Is an American former film producer, co-founded the entertainment company Miramax. Several successful independent films, including Sex Lies videotapes, Pulp Fiction, lots of high-up movies. Following sexual abuse allegations, company expelled. Over 80 women had made allegations. The Me Too campaign. I do remember hearing all about this. I believe we've talked a little bit about it. We've touched on it at least for live shows. It's unfortunate that, like I said, people have to do things that aren't very nice to other people. And I guess this would be another prime example of that. I don't know if there's anybody else on my channel who's ever been a victim of the GHB date rape drug, but it's really not a fun situation. I have been a victim of GHB. I went out with a bunch of coworkers actually, and the boss who, had originally invited me, who was married, by the way, like not trying to hit on me. It was just a formal social get together to, I believe it was around the holiday time. So it was basically just hang out together with everybody after work. And because it was a new job, I really didn't want to say no. I wanted to be social. So I contacted my partner and I said, hey, is it okay, if I go out for a little bit after work with my coworkers? And he was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll look after the kids kind of thing. And I went out thinking I was only going to be an hour or two. Like I really wasn't planning on staying very long. I was going to leave early because I didn't want to be antisocial, but I didn't want to be overly social. Ended up though that this person slipped some GHB inside my open wine, which he had served me. And I mean, I had literally only had 1.5 glasses of wine and I was completely out of it, like so disorientated. I was like, I gotta go, or I have to sit down. And he was like, oh, let me help you. You're not feeling well. And he brings me downstairs into this bathroom area. And that was it. That was the last thing I remember. I thought I was gonna get sick. Meanwhile, I ended up getting sexually assaulted. I ended up going to the police and having a full rape kit done where they found a blister on my bottom lip that lined up with my teeth, because my teeth have like these jagged edges still on the bottom of them, like your baby teeth do. But because I have a very slight overbite, I never lost those little jagged edges on the bottom of my teeth, So because I was unconscious, this person was forcing a fellatio on me, and the force of what was happening created a blister on the inside of my lip. There was semen spots on my vaginal area. They ended up taking my entire outfit to process forensically. And, you know, of course, I was sent home, but I was completely out of it, you guys. I didn't remember a thing of it. It was really, really hard situation and a really horrific thing to have to go through, especially with a bunch of people that I thought I could trust, right? These are all other grown adults, and I ended up getting taken advantage of in a really, really bad way. So too bad that something like that has to happen. It's too bad that people have to be mean to nice people. It's too bad that bad things happen to good people. But let's face it, it happens all the time, right? And it's how you choose to deal with it and the type of person you come out in the end, you know, that's important, not the whole incident itself, right? And the situation itself. Yeah, it was a really crappy situation. I of course ended up giving in a letter of resignation, but that was before my legal knowledge, and I really should have went after that company. I have thought about looking into the statute of limitations and perhaps pursuing it now, as I do have legal knowledge and experience and whatnot. So we'll see. It's a personal situation though, for sure. It was traumatic, and yeah. But Harvey Weinstein case, I believe that it's going to be handled like, most cases that go into trial. Like, there's going to be evidence, and there's going to be people who, come in to say, this is what happened to me, or this is what I remember, and this is the proof, or whatever. And that's that, right? I mean, we'll let the judge decide, but I think it depends on what that evidence is and what they have. But it sounds as though, just looking at the very short blurb that I looked at, that with the amount of people that have come forward against this one individual, it doesn't seem like that could be a conspiracy of something that, oh, they're all making it up and stuff. It was, I don't know. But let the courts decide, right? You're a widow, lost your husband. My videos help you a lot. Aw, that's so sweet. I mean, I'm so sorry to hear about you being a widow and that your partner's passed away, but hold on to those memories. And, it's hard sometimes to be strong, though, when you lose somebody that you care about so much. So the oldest serial killer, Bruce MacArthur, and I mean, there's also the youngest serial killers that I wanted to talk about, both male and female. So the female one was actually the Richardson family. So this happened in Medicine Hat, Alberta, by the way, in 2006. The murders were planned and committed by the family's 12-year-old daughter with her boyfriend, her 23-year-old boyfriend, Jeremy Steinke. Stank? I don't know. You know me and names, right? I'm not fantastic with names. Now going by the name Jackson May. So JR and Jeremy, they were each convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder. The daughter had turned 13 before being convicted, and is thought to be the youngest person in Canada ever convicted of multiple first-degree murders. Her 10-year sentence was completed on May 6, 2016. So yeah, this on April 23rd, 2006, the bodies of Mark Richardson and wife Deborah were found in the basement of their home, and the body of their son Tyler, who was 8, was discovered upstairs. Absent from the home was 12-year-old Jasmine. And then later on, of course, the boyfriend was charged with being an accessory, driving them away in the pickup truck. disposing of evidence, which is exactly what Crystal Lee Kinney did. I guess we're going to find out this year what, if any, or how severe her sentence is going to be, right? Oh man, that R. Kelly case was just crazy. I can't handle like knowing that he was hanging out at schools and taking advantage of kids. Like, come on. There is enough grown ass people in the world that to go for a child for anything is just ridiculous. Like, I just don't even understand it at all. Too close for comfort. I think you're in Alberta, aren't you, Yvette? But yeah, I think we've all actually been a part of crime that's been too close for comfort, right? Jeremy is said to have admitted to the murders in a conversation with an undercover police officer while in custody. He was tried in November 2008, found guilty by a jury on all 3 counts of murder for killing the 3 Richardson victims. So that's the youngest female convicted serial killer. The youngest male serial killer is Cody Legebokoff. You guys know I am so bad with last names. Oh my goodness. So he was convicted in 2014 by British Columbia Supreme Court for murdering 3 women and a teenage girl between 2009 and 2010. 15-year-old girl was Lauren Dawn Leslie, had been included in the list of missing women and girls suspected as victims in the Highway of Tears murder. We've talked about that a couple of times, Yvette. I think you might even remember that conversation where we looked into the highway killer type thing. And that was pretty weird, right? That people were just going missing right on the highway. Hi, Judy. How are you? You live close to Medicine Hat. Yeah, like I said, I think we've all lived close to some type of heinous crime that's happened. For instance, I lived close to the incident the Tim McLean that was beheaded on the Greyhound bus. That was a really, really horrible situation that really affected the law enforcement here that went out to the scene of the crime. All because Mr. Vince Lee wasn't on his medications, schizophrenic medications, and he said that voices were telling him to take off Tim McLean's head. And like this Tim McLean was a really good kid. He had his whole life ahead of him. He'd never done anything wrong. Like, he was a really good guy, you know? And this guy just went crazy. They ended up doing a stop where he was able to go into a store and buy a knife, but just a super, super sad situation. And that literally happened like right on the highway, not far from where I live. So many people were so scared to get on Greyhound buses for so long after that. I believe they ended up amending some of the rules and regulations and things like that as far as stops go and what people were allowed to do and where you're allowed to go and how long you have and blah, 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 you know? Happy day to you too, Judy. There's 20 plus robins in your backyard. Right on. Runaway Devil, you have the book on the 12-year-old daughter. That's crazy tough. See my tens. What's tens on your back? What's that? Hi, Pam. No, actually, there is no Greyhound bus anymore. They ended up going out of business. There are other bus companies that have since come in as competition, but there was just Greyhound when that happened. And it was crazy. So back to Cody. He was a Canadian citizen that was born January 1990. He was raised in Fort St. James, a district municipality in rural British Columbia. He was described by friends and family members as popular young man who competed in ice hockey and showed no propensity for violence. He had a minor criminal record, but was not really on the radar for police. He graduated secondary school, lived briefly in Lethbridge before moving to Prince George. There, he shared an apartment with 3 close female friends and worked at a Ford dealership in his spare time. Frequented the Canadian social networking site Nexopia. Let's see. Canadian social networking website created in 2003. Designed for ages 14 and up, which was later lowered to 13. Users are able to create and design profiles, friends lists, blogs, galleries, compose articles and forums. Interaction is accomplished through an internal personal messaging system, and public user comments on profiles, blogs through threads, posts, and forums. November 2012, Nexopia was acquired by digital ad network Ideon Media. Interesting. So on November 27th, 2010, a rookie Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer, Constable Keller, observed Cody pull his truck onto British Columbia Highway 27 from a remote lodging road. According to a case report written by the officer, the 04 GMC pickup truck was speeding erratically, and on a hunch, Keller decided to pull over the vehicle for a routine traffic stop. He believed that it was odd and even suspicious that someone would be on that road that late in frigid November. He suspected the driver of poaching in the backwoods and signaled for him to pull over. The officer was joined by a second RCMP, and upon approaching the vehicle, the officers said they noticed Cody had blood smears on his face and chin, blood on his legs, and a pool of blood on the driver's mat. The officers said that upon searching the pickup truck, they discovered a multi-tool and a wrench covered in blood, as well as a monkey backpack and a wallet containing a children's hospital card bearing the name Lauren Leslie. When questioned about the blood on him, Cody purportedly said that he was poaching and had clubbed a deer to death because this is what he said, because he's a redneck and that's what we do for fun. The truck did not contain any deer carcass, though. Officers arrested Cody under the Canadian Wildlife Act and called for a conservation officer with animal tracking skills. The warden traced the tire tracks to Cody's vehicle up to the road, and in the freshly fallen snow, found footprints leading to the remains of Lauren Dawn Leslie. After Cody's arrest in connection with Leslie's death, he was linked by DNA analysis to the deaths of Jill, Stacy Stuchenko, and Cynthia Francis Maz and Natasha Lynn Montgomery. 1 second. Sorry, my cat. Hey, James. Haas. Nasty Nate, Carrie McDonald. Hi. Oh, it's a pain relief that they use at therapy. It helps. You have red arrow buses, Yvette. Yeah, we have a couple actually here. TENS is trans, something electronic nerve stimulation to aid in relieving pain. Well, that sounds awesome. Sends shock to the muscles. Like a massage? Well, he wasn't a bus serial killer, Nasty Nate. It was Vince Lee that beheaded a 20-something-year-old Tim McLean. He was young. He was in his early 20s, I think. '22. Yeah, he was young. Hi, long time since catching live. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Carrie McDonald. Rennie. Killing folks who didn't have correct change. Oh, you're talking about there was a serial killer on the bus? Oh my gosh, seriously? Now I have to look that up. Where was that, Nasty Nate? Okay, yeah. Where was that nasty name? Because I just looked it up and I can't find. I still see my story about Tim McLean. There's a Levi Belfield. He was an English serial killer. He was driving around in a van, though, talking to young girls at bus stops. But do you mean like a public bus, like a transit bus, or what? Yeah, this is the last live with the Christmas tree up. It's going to be going down. I just have one more gathering. There's a few gifts left under the tree for Carl, and that's it. We're done for the year. Wrongfully convicted for murder, 16-year-old Stephen Truscott. Many years later, exonerated? Wow, what happened? What was that? Now I'm going to look into that event. Oh, this was in 1959. All I was thinking 1959. Well, I'm happy to hear that he was exonerated. That's the good thing about technology and how far it's grown and evolved. Like people who were stuck in jail for how long, suddenly were able to get their lives back. I don't have that book, but I'm going to check it out here online. Yeah, it is touching when somebody gets exonerated and it's proven without a doubt with DNA that they didn't do it. Like that's insane. It's got to be nothing short of the most mind-boggling situation ever to be sitting behind bars and have absolutely no control over what's happening, knowing that you truly aren't guilty. Like, wow. Absolutely, wow. Hi, Jerry Venturi. Hi, Ellen Armstrong. So happy to see some new faces and new names. That's awesome. Welcome. How long have I been following true crime? Well, on and off all my life. Anything that's hit the news and stuff that's been a big case, I've been interested in. Hi, Sergeant Kobe. I've been uploading stories on true crime since honestly, I want to say like early 2018, if not late 2017 to early 2018. Because the Turpin case was the first one that I got into after seeing it all over the news and hearing of one of the girls escaping out of the window and calling 911 and getting help. And suddenly the police are at the door and there's children in the home that are 29 years old and chained up to furniture and can't even use the washroom and can't bathe and can't leave the house and stuff. Like insane. And it started from there for my channel specifically. I started my channel on tips and tricks. So it was always true things. It was always true stories, true tips, true tricks, and it developed, of course, into the true crime and the true stories more. So, and we do all sorts. We do true stories on natural disasters, true stories on missing people, true stories on survivors, true stories on crime. I mean, I've literally been uploading now every single week without missing a week ever since 2017. We've not taken a break. It's been every week, nonstop, on time, go, go, go. And to have all of you guys join in and subscribe because that's what we're here for. And in all honesty, I love, 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 love having this platform and the diversity that we all bring to the table. I love that we have different perspectives and thoughts and opinions about things, and we're able to share them here. Now, I've been on other channels where people have tried to share a contrast of opinion what's being talked about, or they tried to share an opinion that maybe wasn't very popular, and suddenly they're getting ganged up on and attacked and bombarded and made to sort of, hate the platform. Whereas I honestly believe like this, I've created a really, really warm platform where everybody's welcome. You can have a difference of opinion here and you can voice it without being ganged up on and without being bombarded and hated on and whatnot, So like I pride myself on that. But we've been going strong now for a couple of years. And I'm really happy to do it with everybody. I'm happy that you guys could join regularly too. The ultimate penalty you can pay for a crime you didn't do. Yes, to be exonerated and know that you were sitting behind bars and you really truly didn't do it. But how many other inmates are saying that they didn't do what they did, but they did, and they're just not willing to admit it. They're in full-fledged denial or whatever. Hi, AB. Happy New Year. Regardless, I think it's really nice that we have a platform where everybody can speak their mind, and it's okay. It's okay to have a difference of opinion. It's okay to not agree all the time. It's okay to have a different perspective. And sometimes it's enlightening. Sometimes it's like, I never thought of it that way, Just why it's good to have so many different opinions. New sub, I so appreciate that. If you are new, please subscribe. I would love to have all of your friends and family and everybody join in. The more the merrier. This is what we're here for, right? Thank you for the likes and the support online. You guys are rock. I couldn't do this without you guys. That's the bottom line truth about it, is that without you, we don't have the platform here where we interact and we converse, right? So, I mean, I think that it's also pretty awesome that we do true stories, and we do a wide range of true stories, which is healthy, right? I mean, if you do too much of one thing, it could sort of fizzle out or die out on you. But with so many true things that have happened around the world, the topics for my channel and true stories are literally unlimited, right? Love you too, Jerry. You're so sweet. Can have some homework to look into any case you pick so we can comment more on them. Hey, that's pretty interesting. Well, in all honesty, I kind of thought it would be neat to do the range of age in serial killers, because I had already covered the case on the oldest serial killer. I was like, I wonder what the opposite end of the spectrum is to this. And I think I've even heard of cases where the child was even younger, but it was in North America. It was in the United States, I believe. But we could look into the youngest and the oldest in North America in general, and we can bring it to the table and talk about our opinions and thoughts on the details. So I just looked up the youngest USA serial killer and got Jesse Harding Pomeroy. He passed away in 1932, but he was convicted as an American murderer, possibly youngest, possibly a serial killer, and the youngest person in history of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to be convicted of murder in the first degree. But I really enjoy kind of looking at both ends of the spectrum as far as oldest and youngest, right? Just was hearing. Used to be the way we learned was hearing dissenting opinions that were presented with passion and intelligence. Hi, Sam, I am. Aw, thank you. I feel my curls aren't right today. They really aren't. It's more of a wave going on right now, but you're gonna message in a bit? Okay, girl. Well, I miss you too, honey. And love you too. When DNA was brought into play, I think around a quarter of people on death row were exonerated. You know, we could look into that stat too. That would be a fun little homework project. Oh, my neck and back. Okay, so I show in the United States, as of November 2019, 367 people previously convicted of serious crimes in the United States had been exonerated by DNA testing since 1989. 21 of whom had been sentenced to death, by the way, which is crazy. Crazy to know that you're sitting behind bars and your death sentence is like knocking on the door right around the corner kind of thing. That's crazy. Lucas Magnotta, I literally just did a video upload on that case because I watched the documentary on Netflix. Mind-boggling. Absolutely crazy. And what's crazy is that the online internet type detectives, John Green and what was it? Body Movin'. They already predicted and had looked into this person, figured out kind of who this was based off of the surroundings of the background of the photo and the video of the one boy, two kittens. And he had suffocated two kittens for no reason in a vacuum sealed bag and killed them. He uploaded this video to the dark web and, of course, set the internet world on fire because you can't hurt animals and think that that's funny or think that people want to see something like that. Animals are completely innocent. I mean, that's like hurting a baby, a child. Like, what is wrong with you, right? So the people who saw the post ended up doing their own research and figuring out where this guy was from and alerted the authorities before he went to Montreal and killed Jun, I believe his name was Jun Lin. So, I mean, it kind of sucks that they didn't take it seriously. It kind of sucks that that wasn't able to be prevented. But regardless, hi, Rosita. Way too much fussing with my hair. I don't like my hair today. It is what it is. Whatever. Very annoying and unprofessional. Well, lucky that we're not really here to be super professional. We're here to hang out face to face. This is our Sunday fun day live. So sorry if you're bothered by the fact that I'm bothered that my hair isn't great. But hey, to each their own. Oh my goodness. A very mind-numbing state. Yeah, no, the stat. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Almost 400 people that were sitting behind bars and truly were 100% innocent, right? That's just so sad. Carrie McDonald, that's so true. There are youngest and oldest serial killers in every country. That might be a really good way to do homework together. We could choose North America this time, right? And then like next week, we can look into Australia or England or Italy or Mexico, or, we can look into different countries and find the exact same stories, but different people. Just wondering, Sherry, if anyone ever solved a murder case from their home couch by doing what you're doing here. Sounds like it would make a great documentary. Well, that's what happened in the Luca Magnotta case, and you can watch all of that documentary on Netflix. It was literally dissected and detected by, Facebook amateur investigator type detective people that were able to figure out where this guy was, who he was, and alert the authorities about him. Of course, the authorities are already so super busy, and they've got all these other crimes going on and everything that's happening right now that they can see. They didn't really look into it. I guess they didn't take it very seriously. I'm not sure. But it ended up that this Luca Magnotta went to Montreal, and some Craigslist ad ended up meeting up with Jen Lin, and he ended up killing this guy for no reason. This guy was a good guy. Just scary. Like meeting strangers you don't know and going into their private home, not smart. Not saying that it was any of Junlin's fault. It was an ad to get together for sexual relations, we'll call it. Okay. And it ended up that this guy had ulterior motives. I wonder, and I mean, we'll never know now, but I wonder if Junlin ever had like a bad vibe or like a, something's not right here with this guy, but ignored it and went on to go and hang out with him for the sexual relations. And then the worst of the worst happened to him. I wonder, though, if at all during their original meet in the public spot before they went over to crazy Luca Magnotta's place, I wonder if there was any kind of weird feeling or any kind of vibe that something was off. Animals are innocent unless you're attacked by it. Well, that's totally different, Sergeant. Oh my gosh. That's not funny, though. I have actually covered stories. There was a really awful story of a mountain lion and a woman who got mauled almost to death. She survived. Oh my goodness, you guys. All she was doing was out hiking with her friend. She was out and about in the scenery and nature of the world. And this, I think it was a mountain lion. I almost thought it was a cougar for a second, but no, it was a mountain lion, was basically hunting her, and out of nowhere pounced on her and like was trying to drag her away. Her friend was trying to fight this thing off of her and save her, holding her by her like literally a tug of war on her friend. Like, oh, so brutal. That's a totally different topic. If an animal is attacking you and you have to defend yourself, that's different, I mean, go ahead, it's do or die at that point, right? Fight, obviously. But I mean, that's pretty scary when an animal decides to attack or they don't understand why you're in their space for whatever reason. They decide to get angry and turn on you. That I could imagine being very, very, very scary situation. So, hello, Eric Chin Jr. Welcome, John Void. Hello. You're funny. Thanks for the compliments, but no. All right, be nice now. I'm not going to show that comment. That's not very nice. Okay. Ed West is a murderer. No. I don't believe that is an actual case. Sorry. But thanks for trying. Oh my goodness. Blood 1987. Am I a serial killer? Because you're killing my heart with your good looks. Oh, that's cheesy, but you're funny. Thank you for the cute compliment. That's really cute. Oh boy. Judy Barons. Sorry I missed too much. I'm impressed that you're doing true crime since 2017. Yeah, like I said, it was late 2017, early 2018 when the Turpin case hit, and I was riveted by it and shocked at the fact that 13 people were managed to be hidden away from the public's eye only to be basically starved, abused, neglected, uneducated. I mean, it phenomenal. I couldn't believe that the David and Louise Turpin could do that to their own children. Like, what is wrong with the world? For real. But they were able to do that by completely changing their routine from the norm. They were a family that slept during the day when everybody else would be out at work or school or whatever. They were sleeping. And then when everybody was coming home to sleep, that's when they were up and they were educating on not educational things. Let's just say that, because the 29-year-old had a comprehension of a child, of like a 7-year-old. They didn't know what medications were. They didn't know what basic life and stuff was, doctors, and they were very, very sheltered, and just shocking that they were able to live in Paris, California, right around a beautiful community with lots of other homes and neighbors right there, and hide such a horrible situation. One neighbor had actually caught one of the kids going through garbage at one point, which would have been a great opportunity at that point to alert CPS and say, hey, I don't think something's not right. Maybe you should go check out this home. Maybe they could have been saved earlier, type thing. But pretty horrific, that David and Louise would just take it upon themselves to not even nourish their children properly, like just starve them, buy pies and leave them on the counter and tell them they couldn't, have any. If they washed their hands playing in water further than their elbow, they were punished. They didn't have extracurricular activities. They didn't have friends. They weren't allowed to talk to people. They weren't educated in the school system as far as public schools go. So they were very much just hidden away. And the oldest was like 89 pounds at 29 years old. She literally looked like she was 12 or 15 at most. Like, she looked like a child, and she was a grown-ass woman. Like, unbelievable. Just shocking. Carrie, you're Scottish. That's so cool. You have here and all over the UK vile, well-known serial killers like the West and the Myra Hindley and the Ian Brady. Oops. Yeah, there was a Frederick Walter Stephen West, English serial killer, 8 murders involving this individual's sexual gratification. Crazy. You're so cheesy, John Boyd. Seriously. Eric, keep it clean. I definitely don't want to have to. You're really great. I think you're always so pretty. I was shocked by that case too. I watched it with you, but I didn't realize it was then. Yeah, you know what though? I have the transcripts of that case, you guys. And oddly enough, in the beginning of that transcript, it starts in 2017 and it doesn't look to be like it's a typo. So I believe that it was a case that was started earlier than what the public knew about. But we went from what the public was aware of and ran with the story kind of thing, right? Later on, I believe once I got those transcripts, I believe now that the incident happened far earlier and sooner than it truly actually hit the news, you know? Hey, Carl. Yeah, Elizabeth Smart was very smart. Let's just say that. No pun or like I don't mean that in a bad way at all. She, you know, kept herself alive, I believe, by being complacent and just listening to her abductors and trying to please them so that she could stay alive. And thank goodness for the awesome detective investigative type work that when they stumbled across the trio, they realized something wasn't wrong in their conversation and made Elizabeth Smart come with them type thing. And, her perpetrator was trying to use the rules and religion of covering the face and that it was not for anybody else to see, her before she was going to be married to her husband and all that stuff, that he was able to get away with it for a little while. But like I said, thankfully enough, once this officer stumbled across the trio, they were able to realize that something was not right and able to successfully um, secure Elizabeth Smart back to safety, right? And she's gone on to become an amazing woman. She's married with her own family and children now. And it's just so nice to see that despite the traumatic events that she had to live through, she became an amazing individual and she moved on and she didn't let it create who she was going to be for the rest of her life. Like she didn't, like I rather enjoyed that she didn't play the victim in it all and that she stood up tall and was like, I survived this and this isn't, I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. I really like that about her. I believe she's even written a book or two. That case was close to me. I live in San Bernardino, not far from there. You're going to be 74 in February. You look like you're 30. What the heck? Yeah, but held captive for 9 months is a long time. I mean, that's a long time. Did I follow the case in Cleveland, Ohio? The 3 girls that were held for 10 years, right? That was something that just mind blowing. I couldn't believe, again, how in the open and right there, that person, the bus driver, was able to hold these 3 girls quietly, captive for 10 years. I mean, shocking to see them come out alive and okay. Unbelievable. Excuse me. Unbelievable. A long time to be going through a traumatic situation. I totally agree. Yeah, you know what, Judy? Staying busy for me too helps take my mind off pain because I deal with chronic pain literally all day, every day. Thank you for the hearts, Andu, Adu. I literally deal with chronic pain all day. So I find just staying busy helps. I find taking my mind off of it helps, right? But I mean, it's always there in the back on the back burner, so to speak. And that's what I really hate about chronic pain. I'm not freezing. What are you talking about? It's gorgeous outside. What are you talking about, Carl? Yes, that's the names of the three ladies that were held for 10 years. Thank you, Yvette. I'm very up to date on a lot of different cases. Like I've heard about a lot of them. I've talked about a lot of them. But 10 years to be ripped away from your family, and for what? You know, I believe that one of the girls ended up having a couple children out of that situation. Again, crazy. Like they didn't even go to a hospital. They just, I guess, did a home birth and cleaned the baby up right there and carry on. Like insane. Yeah, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2015. Excuse me, sorry. Fabian, if you're watching right now, I'll call you back after, okay? That's a picture of you months ago. Well, you look good. This is my outfit of the day. I'm just doing a comfy yoga pant. And I really like this shirt. It's an Alfred Sung shirt. It's got a little slit in the back, you know? But cute. Yeah, and he was the bus driver of all people, somebody who was supposed to be trustworthy to come and pick up your kids from school and drop them off and stuff. And he ends up taking them, like, just crazy. I wonder how many cases have been mentioned as House of Horrors. Because that's what the Turpin case was listed as too, was House of Horrors. I can't believe that Stephen Truscott, though, that case, he spent nearly 50 years, 50, 50 years seeking justice before he was acquitted by Ontario Court of Appeal in 2007. Literally spending your entire life behind bars for something he didn't even do. They accused him of killing his classmate. Doctor blood pressure. Well, it sounds as though you've lived a long and healthy life, Judy, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I totally agree, Susie. When you can switch up the look on it, it does make you feel like different in a way, right? Mammogram, stress test. Well, I really wish I could figure out what the heck I did that was so right on YouTube that jumped me up like 200% on my revenue. But I can't figure out what it is that I did that was so right. Was it the to each their own for what Christmas is and all of that? I don't know, but I've tried many topics since that were said and spoken about around that time, and it's not helping at all. So hopefully there's a change for that in the near future. But yeah, it's been really awesome hanging out with you guys. I do have quite a bit of work that I need to get done today, and I've got to close again tomorrow for work. So I thank you guys for joining. And again, we'll be back on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time for Wicked Watts, where we're going to continue on with Nicole Kessinger and information that we have in regards to her involvement. Yes, it's going to be a good live. So I hope to see you all join if you're interested in chatting more about that case. And then we're going to be back on Sunday at 1 p.m. again, Central Time, where we do our face-to-face, which is just a random chill and chat time where we hang out and you get to chat with me face-to-face. I don't know how else to say that, but that's what it is. But yeah, I love that the Sundays, they're not, scheduled. It's more of a random chat where it doesn't have a set topic necessarily. We can jump and bounce all over the place and chit chat and laugh and go back and forth, right? So it's been a wonderful hanging out, all of these topics together, y'all. I just love all of y'all. I couldn't do this without you. I've said that a million times, but I'm going to keep telling you how much I love you. I hope you guys all have a great rest of the weekend. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. We have tons of interactive conversations where you aren't judged. You are allowed to say whatever you want to say, keeping it clean, of course. All opinions are welcome and everybody is welcome. It doesn't matter what your age, race, sex, ethnicity, belief system, any of that. You are welcome. So, and then if you enjoyed hanging out today, please give it a like. I appreciate the support. It's an awesome way to show me that you enjoyed spending some time together. And if you want to be notified of whatever I do, whether it's a post or a video or a live, hit that notification bell and select the all option. It'll let you know whenever I do a live. And I look forward to seeing you guys all again soon for another true story with me, Sherry Weems. I hope you guys all have a great rest of the weekend. TGIS. Thank goodness it's Sherry. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye for now.